guys, we are gonna start. I like to use a cast iron skillet. If you don't have one, you can use a cookie sheet. We're gonna take some of our shortening and we're gonna grease up the pan, the sides as well, just like that. And we're gonna set this aside and start on the dough. Okay, and now for the dough, I have placed my flour in here. I am using the white Lilly flour. This is very light flour. It's a self-rising flour, meaning it already has the baking soda, salt, and baking powder in it. So you don't need to add any of those things. But after toying around with this for a little while, I have found that my biscuits come out better if I add just a little bit more baking powder. So I will leave that listed in the recipe in the description box below. I'm going to take it and I am going to whisk it in here just to get the flour a little bit more airy. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to work in our shortening, and we're going to do that with our hands. There's no better way to make biscuits than this. So we're going to take our shortening and drop it in. If the shortening is cold, it's even better. Okay, so I'm just going to take my bowl with my shortening, and with my fingertips, I'm just going to break it in there like this. I'm just doing this business, just like this. Just smashing the shortening into the flour. Alrighty, now that we have everything incorporated here with the shortening and the flour, as you can see, everything is worked there real nice. Now we are going to add our buttermilk. You don't want to overwork it once you put the buttermilk, because we're going to turn it out onto the board and we're going to shape it on the board. So basically we just want to bring it together here, and I just like to take it along the edges and bring the flour into the buttermilk. Just like that. As you're shaping a little ball, just like that. And you'll know if you need more. As soon as the little ball quits taking in flour, you need to add a little bit more. See, you're not squeezing the dough. You're just flipping the flour, the dried flour, onto the wet portion. Don't squeeze it. You're not kneading it really. So you can see it. If I press on it just a little bit, it'll start to come together. So you don't want to overdo it on the buttermilk. I'm going to need just a little tiny bit more. See, I'm not squeezing it. I'm just rolling it so that it comes together. And this way I know when I need a little bit more, when it quits grabbing onto each other, if that makes any sense. Okay, that should be good right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it out onto the cutting board. I'm going to take a little bit more flour, and we're just going to dust it here on the counter and bring everything out onto the board. Okay, now we're just going to bring it together like this. Just push it together. Okay, it'll come together. Take all that batter off of our hands. Okay, now we have it on the cutting board. We're going to press it down. And what I like to do is, with the bench scraper, is flip it over, press it down, flip it over, press it down. And as you're turning it, it will adhere on each other. And this is what's going to give us layers. Okay, so if you see that it's not grabbing here, just push it together. Okay. This is what's going to give us layers in our biscuits right here. Now I could take you through this recipe real fast, not explain to you why I do these things, and then you can just have a mediocre biscuit, but I want you to have a good biscuit. So turn it on each other like that. And 3 or 4 times is enough. And then I'm going to press it out with my hand, because we're not going to use any cutters today. Everything is by hand. And we're going to form a rectangle here, just like that. And just make sure it's the same thickness all the way around. Okay, so now we're going to take our cookie cutter and just press it so that the biscuits can come out the same size and they bake at the same speed. I have the oven preheated to 475. Now we're gonna cut this in half, just like that, in half again, and then each half in half. And that should be some good sized biscuits right there. This one might be a little bit too big. That's okay. Okay, so now we're gonna bring our skillet back. Let me clear this. We're gonna bring our skillet back and we're gonna start putting them around. Just like that. Biscuits don't have to be round. And then we'll put these little ones right in there. Okay, just like that. Now I'm gonna pop them into the oven at 475 for about 8 to 10 minutes. Everybody's oven is different, so keep an eye out for it. Okay, I am going to brush mine with a little bit of heavy whipping cream. You can use butter, you can use milk, half and half, whatever you want to use. Okay, that's it. I'll be back after these beauties are done. Alrighty guys, look at our biscuits. I'm not even going to try to pick them up. They are very, very hot. I just put them here on a cooling rack. And I'm going to take a little bit of melted butter. We're just going to brush them. They're very, very, very hot. I'm going to see if I can pick one up to show you the layers. Okay, now who wouldn't want this for breakfast? Oof, they're very hot. Okay, let's see if I can show you. Look at that. Ooh-wee. Ooh. Look at all those flaky layers. How beautiful. I just want to, they're just so hot. It's hard to handle them right now. Just put a little bit of jam. Look at that. I just want to show you how folding the dough like that makes all these beautiful layers. Look at that. How beautiful. See if I can taste this. Scrumptious. Okay, let's get some jam and give these a taste. Alright guys, it's time to give these biscuits a taste. I have been dying to have one. I'm just going to put a little bit of jam. You can put butter or just as they are. They are so delicious. Look at that. I put some pineapple jam. That's my favorite. Or preserve. So flaky. They're delicious. There's really not a whole lot to say about these biscuits. They are just so good. Very, very flaky. And you can put whatever you want on them. If you want to make a breakfast sandwich, just scramble an egg, put some egg or some bacon. That would be perfect with these. They are delicious. I hope you give them a try. I will have the recipe linked in the description box below. Go take a look there. And I would appreciate some comments. That really helps out the channel. And some big thumbs up also helps out the channel. Okay guys, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.